It's not, oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
So just to go over the question that we just had, you may work ahead. So once you get that getting started done, then you can work ahead on modules if you need to. The other thing, and I think that Jamie is going to touch on this as well, but I just want to go through kind of the best practice in terms of when to complete what in terms of assignments and things like that. So ideally, you will have done your reading, your watching any videos, any kind of like base work before the module on Thursday. That's so that when you are in that live session, you can contribute meaningfully and you know kind of what they're talking about and things like that. If you can get work done, you know, like actual coursework done in terms of submissions, assignments, things like that, absolutely feel free to do that. Everything is technically, from a grading perspective, due on Sunday at midnight. However, when it comes to discussions, best practice for discussions is to have a discussion posted by Friday. The reason for that is because discussion is I forgot to put my headset on, sorry if you hear barking. You will have two different kind of phases of the discussion. The first is where you post your reaction to the discussion question, whatever it is. And then you will have to respond to do two different discussions from that other people post. So you will respond to their posts. The reason we want to do that by Friday, your initial post, is that so everyone has something to respond to by Sunday. So if you can imagine, if everybody just waited until Sunday evening to post their own stuff, then everyone's waiting to be able to post their reaction and it just gets backed up. So that's kind of best practice in terms of timeline. So get any sort of like backup information, so like reading, videos, stuff like that, done by Thursday if you can. Discussion posts for your initial reaction by Friday, and then everything else is due Sunday at midnight Central Time. So questions on that, and then I'm going to let our program ambassadors take it away. All right. Give us the details, program ambassadors, and also introduce yourselves. Jamie, we knew that you were out of office on Friday, so if you want to introduce yourself, please go ahead.
But you took my best tip. You took it right from me.
You can expound upon it and why it's important.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm Jamie. I'm a manager in document control, which is in post-closing. I was part of the last group that completed this, so happy to be here and help you guys all along. I know some of the feedback that we had given last for our program was we wish the program ambassadors were more involved so that we had direct contacts who have been through the program to reach out to. So I hope to be that. I know Brooklyn. I don't remember who the other one is. I only see Brooklyn right now. But the three of us are happy to be here. Please use us as resources. I think we felt like we had the university and Erin to lean on, but to have someone who's actually done the coursework is very valuable. So I hope that, we could be a resource for you. As far as best practices, I think that was my biggest one. I actually had reached out to Erin about it last week, about the assignments, because we had a lot of confusion about that. So again, just to reiterate what she says, the discussion posts are mixed in throughout your course. So you can have all this reading and assignments that say they're due Sunday, and then all of a sudden there's one that says it's due, was it Thursday or Friday? Friday, right?
Yeah, I think it's Friday, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of mixed in. So I know that I had gotten caught off guard. So I want to make sure you guys realize that it's mixed in, right? You'll have Sunday stuff that says it's due Sunday and then stuff that says it's due Friday. Know that the only stuff that says it's due Friday are those discussion posts. So if you want to prioritize those, I know the course goes in a logical order so that everything kind of builds on itself. But if you're strapped for time and you want to make sure you hit that, it wouldn't be a bad idea to skip over to that and make sure you get that done. And again, as Erin said, the big thing is part of the assignment is responding to your peers. So you want to give everyone time. You don't want one person to do it by Thursday and then every single response is to that one person. You want to have that interaction to everyone, right? So that was my big one. Again, I would suggest, I know it's more time, but coming to those office hours, I know that we had a lot of questions throughout each module, and we're kind of floundering and trying to figure out amongst ourselves. And also use each other, lean on each other, right? You're assigned impact partners, and I think that it's very limited in what the course requires you to do with that person. But I think once, at least with my impact partner, once we got to meet each other, I think it was in module 2, we were checking in throughout the week. Hey, are you struggling with this? Hey, how did you approach this assignment, right? Brooklyn and I, the ambassadors, can help with that, but also lean on each other too, right? I think that was something I wish I even did more of. Build that camaraderie, build those connections with each other, even if maybe it's someone right? Maybe it's not, you do your impact partner stuff and then hey, I know this person, I work with them, and you have that more of a connection with them already, lean on them, right? Those are the big ones. I would say you're not in this alone. Everyone's gonna struggle with it at a certain point. Carve out the time for it. I say that I didn't quite do it as well as I wished. So I'm not perfect by any means, but I know that the weeks, like some weeks I'd be working on it Sunday and then I'd kind of be in a groove, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I feel like I can keep going. So I'd start on the next week. And let me tell you, the weeks that I did that, I felt so much more prepared because then Monday came and I'm like, I already got a head start on it. Those were the least stressful weeks for me, where when I spent even just an hour on Sunday or whatever day you finished the previous week to get a head start. Um, and then to clarify on the live sessions, there is a point in each module where it says live session. You just want to do up until that point before, not the entire module, right? That would be a little crazy. So doing it up until where you see live session will best prepare you for that live session rather than trying to crunch through the entire module, unless you're just an overachiever, which kudos to you. I couldn't do it. But yeah, you want to make sure. There was one week that I was behind. And I didn't get to that live session and I was a little lost in the discussion. So it happens though. We're all very busy professionals. We have our own job, right? This is something we're doing over and above. Hopefully your management is aware that you're doing this and gives you a little bit of space to do this. But just know, even if you fall behind, just pick yourself back up. Yeah, I'm talking a lot. Any questions on anything I said? I know it's harder to envision it until you're in it, right? So you might get in it and be like, okay, maybe this is what she was talking about. I don't know. And then you can always reach out for clarification. I did get a question on the side asking if it's stressful. I think that it can be, but it's how you look at it, right? Like you get what you put into it. And I think pouring yourself into this, you're going to get the best outcome out of it. It's going to feed you back, right? So yes, it can be stressful if you are someone who can carve out time, compartmentalize, things like that. It'll probably be a lot less stressful. There's just a lot of work, right? A lot of stuff to get through, but again, it's so rewarding. Almost every module I was able to apply to like something that was currently happening in my department. Whether that be like something I was planning for or something that we're currently navigating. So it's very practical, very real, a lot of self-reflection into yourself, which I think is the most rewarding part of it. So it is what you make it. I'll leave it with that.
That's all really helpful. Brooklyn?
Yeah. Um, Here, I think I have to hold it like this in the office. So, hi y'all, Brooklyn. So glad to see some of you again. I don't have a ton more than what our fabulous peeps have already sort of told us about. I will say the first week, this week, you go in and you get it on Monday and you have to have so many topics done by Thursday, right? This can be a little overwhelming. I thought that I could treat it like sort of a Monday to Friday sort of thing. I had to learn really quickly. That was not good for me and my abilities. I would schedule my time and then it would come and go, and I would not do any of it. So once around like module 3, week 3, I sort of started to treat it like a Sunday through Thursday project. That helped me a lot. So consider that. On Sunday, I would do the end of the last week's module and do that like discussion post response and then start the next week. So that kind of helped me a little bit, reframing it. The other thing I'd say is if it's helpful for you, especially if you're breaking up your like topics and stuff, I just kept a running OneNote every week. And so I'd highlight like what the topic name was, the questions we were asked, or like the bullet points. I'd even put in like the pictures next to it for myself. And that was really helpful when I have to like pause to address whatever in my real job and then come back to it. So consider that too. I know we've talked about writing the assignments outside of Canva, but also I felt like keeping notes and sort of keeping track of what I was learning helped a lot. Then the other thing is I'd say go into the live session prepared to talk. Because even if you don't want to talk in the big group, you're going to split up in a little group and you're going to talk. I was shook. Not that I didn't expect it, but I didn't expect it. Some groups you're just like a pair, and some groups you're like 4 or 5 of you. So yeah, I was thrown off, and then I spoke like nearly every meeting, and that was craziest. But yeah, anyone have any questions and stuff? Oh, you're all going to be so prepared.
Yeah, this is all really helpful information. Yeah, you're gonna have to, it's a lot of asynchronous work by yourself, but we do ask that you interact with other humans every now and then. So yes, you will be in those smaller groups. Another thing that Brooklyn, when you were talking, came up in my mind. I think I talked to some of you about this, but just want to let you know that the live sessions are the only part where you will be with other people. So this is technically an open enrollment. And so other women that are looking for this certification will be in the live sessions with you. So if you see other people that are outside of loanDepot, I actually think it's really nice because it's nice to hear from people that I audited the live classes during cohort 1, and there was someone on there that was in like education, and then someone who was in like public works and stuff like that. So it's neat to hear outside perspectives. That's the only time you will have other people. Everything else, the discussions, anything that you put in that portal is going to be just loanDepot. So don't worry about putting something that you might not want to put, or disclose outside of loanDepot. Now of course the teacher will still see it, the instructor will still see it, but just know that that is a loanDepot space. So I just wanted to let you guys know that as well.
High key, I loved that part of the live sessions. I thought it was so cool. Some of the stories people had to tell, I was like, that's the dopest thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really neat. It's a nice mix, I feel like, of getting exposure to others and also having a dedicated space for loanDepot. Colleen, I wanted to check in on you. Did you get sent the Canvas or the instructure? It was resent to you, so I want to see if it was
Yeah, I got an email saying that I've been invited to participate and I need to register and then get started. But when I click get started, it just takes me to log in with my credentials and it keeps telling me that I'm not recognized.
I'll jump in there. Let me see. I believe you should, let me see. I think you just log in with your name. Give me 1 second. I'll find out more information for you. But yeah, you should be able to log in.
Trevor's on the case for you.
Thanks.
No problem.
And
Thank
I
you,
don't know if
Trevor.
I don't know if this was discussed on Friday, but especially for the live sessions, be on camera. You know, it's very encouraged. Yeah, there were people who had to come on and off camera, right? If it was during work hours or things like that, but be on camera. It's so valuable to be able to actually see each other and see each other's emotions, right? Especially when you go into those breakout rooms, if you're just kind of talking behind a picture or initials, it's not as much connection. So I would highly suggest it, not to, this meeting's called fine, but for the other ones, and then the instructor can see you, right? But I think as Brooklyn was saying, right, like everyone is going to have to share, and like I had said, you're getting what you put into it. So by sitting back and not sharing it, you're losing out, I feel like. So one, be on camera, and two, like I want to reiterate, just be ready to share. You'll hear all various perspectives. I actually love that Brooklyn was shook by that, because she was in my first breakout room and she ended up being the spokesperson for us. And we picked her because we loved her answer. So I love that you were shook, but you still within like minutes were like commanded the room and shared for us. So
I don't like awkward silences. That's what it is. I will fill the silence.
As a facilitator, I feel that on an absolutely cellular level, Brooklyn. So I feel you.
So yeah, so don't be afraid to share. Don't be afraid to, be vulnerable. You'll be surprised at what the other women in this group, that they're facing the same things you are, right? They're, whether it be with the course and they're struggling with the same question you are, or actually, the same struggles with the team dynamics, right? So again, I keep saying it, but what you put into it is what you're going to get out.
Did anyone else have any issues logging in? Has everyone gotten into Canvas? Yep. Good. If you haven't, please, or you didn't get a link or something like that, please put it in the chat and we can make sure that you get that. Did everybody get the invitation to our Teams channel? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. There is a weird, 'cause usually it sends out something, but anyway, there's an announcement in there. Just make sure you are checking that. I will put a weekly update in there letting you know what's ready for that, what to expect for that week. In terms of assignments and things like that. Just to reiterate some of what was said before is you're not alone. And so leverage whatever makes sense for you. If you are a person that you are just want to do the asynchronous work and you do not need any outside anything, that's fine. You do not have to go to the study halls. They are there as a suggestion of something that would be helpful. And so we're trying it this time. I think it's a really great idea and allows you to connect outside, like our ambassadors were saying, outside of that impact partner work. So if it's valuable to you, please take it. Additionally, if you are struggling, please do not wait until you are drowning to reach out. If you are having an issue, please reach out to me. Trevor is amazing about if we have little exceptions that need to be dealt with, I can reach out to Trevor and see if we can do anything. Genesis is fantastic in terms of things that you might want to questions that you have. Genesis, do you want to talk a little bit about maybe some things that you specifically can help with? Like some examples and what you tend to see.
Sure. Thank you, Erin. Hello, everyone. My name is Genesis Fletcher. and I'm a student success representative here. So I'm the person who traditionally does the welcome calls. This is the welcome call, the kickoff call, and this serves as you guys' welcome call for you ladies. But I'm here if you have any general questions outside of a question for the instructor. Sometimes you get in class and you have a brain freeze, so you might say, I don't remember where to go watch the recording, or I can't find the email for the instructor, or I'm going to have to miss a class, something like that. So you would let me know. Basic IT, I can navigate, showing you where to find the recording, where you can go email the instructor, where you can find your impact partner. If it's something, every once in a while it happens, I can't turn in my assignment, I can't post, then that's something with IT. So you can still call me and I'll transfer you over. I'll make a good note on your account just in case you get, disconnected from IT or something. We have a record of it that you said, hey, I had an issue. I talked to someone, so there's a record of, what you had. I'm there for that. If you need encouragement, I'm there for that. Sometimes people, as Erin said, get a little overwhelmed, just need a little bit of encouragement. I'm here to be your cheerleader for you. Speak out, as soon as you can. I'm not allowed to help you with assignments, but like Erin said, if you reach out to her, she can kind of guide you in that right direction. And then you guys have this great thing. You have the ambassadors who can assist you as well. So if you can't remember and you're like, oh, I need help on something, you can call me. If I'm not the right person, I'll get you to the right person. Okay, anything needs to be escalated, I can escalate it on your behalf. Because Trevor may not be here or he might be in an important meeting. I can do that as well. Go inside your case and escalate an issue you might be having. So I'm here to assist you with whatever you need.
Thank you so
Do
much,
you have any
Genesis.
particular questions? Oh, you're welcome. Does anybody have any particular questions for me? No? Okay. Erin, I sent you an email. I sent you the welcome email because last time there was some issue with maybe 2 or 3 people got it and everyone else it was blocked. So I forwarded you over the welcome email. So if you want to forward that to everyone, it has my contact information and IT information in there.
Perfect. I will do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Erin, if you want to, I'm in the classroom. I can log in and we can kind of show everybody Canvas and how to access everything.
That would be great.
Brooklyn, if you could fill this dead silence while I fill this up, that would be very helpful.
I got you.
I feel like
totally
I
got
constantly
you.
need background music. Like I just want a little button I
That's
can
fair.
hit for background music. Hold music.
That's just the Brooklyn button. I really do got that.
I'll say what I caught myself. I was like, don't speak up, Trevor. And I knew it as soon as Genesis was done because I heard the silence and I was like, all right, let me just talk. But okay, so everybody, this is the home, like pretty much where you will go, right? And this is the home screen. So this is pretty much, so if you want, you can follow along if you're already logged into Canvas. Jamie, Brittany, or excuse me, Jamie, Brooklyn, feel free to jump off mute if you have any specifics that you guys wanted to mention. I know Jamie, I think you said you liked going through the modules. So it's really, there's different ways you can look at the courses, right? But if you just come in, you'll see here already like your announcement. So this is Kara. So she was on our kickoff call. So she's already posted an announcement here. She's welcoming you in class. And this is also for the Zoom information. So part of what Erin will do too is we'll send you out the Zoom invite as well. So you have that. So there's no confusion. We probably should have followed that on our initial kickoff call, but I apologize for that confusion. But here you go. So once you go back to the home page, you can go, my favorite way is you kind of just go through modules, right? So as I think we talked about this on the actual kickoff call, right? So your first one is going to be this getting started. So this was what I was referencing. And Colleen, just so that you know, I think you should have gotten an email. If
I
you have
did.
not, okay, cool. So you
I
should
did.
be,
Yeah, thank you.
no worries. So right, what you'll have to do is just kind of go through these, and this will unlock everything. So once you go through the getting started, all the modules then will unlock. So this is all those modules will not unlock until you do those. So you can pretty much just click into one of them, right? Go to participation guidance. Want to kind of review, obviously read the information. And then you would just pretty much click through to next. As you click through, right, you'll go, and I'm logged in as a student, so I don't, I, next one. Yeah, you should. So you can just click through next and it'll go through all of the modules, or excuse me, all of the assignments in that getting started module. So I'm just going to pause there to see if anybody has any questions or if any of the ambassadors have any information they'd like to share there. Seems like we're good reading everybody's faces. So I'm going to go back, right? You'll also see here on the right-hand pane, you got your little to-do. So here's all of like, right, the modules for week 1. This is where everybody was kind of talking about, you can see them, right? So if you, let's just click, I think, the group discussion. Yep. So for example, right, this is a group discussion assignment. So you would watch the video, and then here's kind of where everybody was talking about with the different posts, right? So you want to make sure if you can help out your teammates, right, and try to get in there and do this, because if everybody procrastinates, then you're kind of then at the mercy of everybody else, and then you'll start to see, and that's I think where we've had issues where like 11 o'clock and you start to see Sunday at 11 and everybody starts to post. So I would recommend if you can do it a little bit sooner. But these are here, you'll start to see here, right? And I think this is what everybody, Jamie was mentioning about initial responses due Friday and then the peer responses due Sunday at midnight. So once again, I'm just going to kind of pause there to see if anybody has any questions. Does everything make sense? Once you're in, to everybody's point, I think from hearing what different students, right? I think if you can dedicate, like at least an hour, and try to put some time into that, you'll definitely be successful. I'm not saying you just need 1 hour, but I'm saying if you actually sit down and do the information rather than trying to like, I'm going to put 10 minutes in and I'm going to put 5 minutes in, right? For different people work different ways, but that's what I would recommend to you. But like everybody said, you're going to kind of find your groove, whatever works best for you, right? What works best for me might not work best for you. So once you get in there, I would tell you to just kind of figure out, obviously your work-life balance is going to come into play there too, right? So some people might have free time to do it on the weekends, other might not. You might need to do it after work on a Monday or wherever you find time, that's where you can do it. So once again, I'll just kind of pause there, see if anybody has any questions or anything any of the ambassadors would like to speak up on.
Trevor, I have, this isn't really for everybody, but mine's when I'm in courses, it says access denied. The enrollment link you use is no longer valid.
So what I would say is towards the end of this, if you don't mind, stay back and you just share your screen and I can I'll help you navigate it. It's probably the best way to do it. Yeah, no worries. Trying to think what else. And Genesis,
Genesis, any information you have is great information. This is where I will take my time to say every single time that we are together that you need a 70% to pass this class. I do not give out trophies or anything else for 100%. And so if you need to not complete a 10-point thing, you're gonna, once you get into the modules, like I would say by like module 2, module 3, you're gonna have a good idea of your grade. If you are burnt out and you've got one 10-point assignment due and you're like, I am at the end of my rope, either don't do it or reach out to the instructor or Genesis and say, listen, I'm on a time crunch, or this just came up at work. Can I submit it for half points later? Or whatever you need to do to make it manageable for yourself, please do that.
And I think to add to that, like she said, no one's looking for you to write a thesis on one of these, right? I know, and I saw a lot of Brooklyn's posts, so I think we're probably overachievers in that in that regard. But you don't have to write this long, elaborate thing. Something is better than nothing. So I get that there's going to be times maybe you just aren't able to get to it, but if you are able to get to it and you're just short on time, give it a little something, right? Give it your best shot, even if that's, I know I struggle with, if it's not perfect, it's not done. I'm sure as leaders, a lot of us struggle with that. But yeah, give it something, right? Like, even if you don't make it as elaborate, I found myself comparing to other people, but there were weeks that I was very elaborate, and then there were weeks where I was just straight and to the point. So everyone's on their own journey here, but if you can, just don't think it needs to be this huge thing. Just do enough to get by, right? Is my tip.
Yeah, I'll say, like, I totally forgot about a discussion response one time. I was having a rough week, and then I saw that grade and I'm like, excuse me. And yeah, I totally didn't do it. Some of the quizzes, you can take them twice. Did not do that. I was like, I can miss those 2 points or whatever, because I was not gonna redo the quiz for it. So give yourself grace, please, for the love. 70 is amazing. C's get degrees is what I was always told. So thank you. Thank you for the laughs.
And
No, I think both of those, thank you so much. That was great. No, I'm just agreeing with them. That was great. Like she said, do something, put something in there, because the instructors will appreciate that. But as Brooklyn has said, give yourself some grace. So, because it is a copious amount of work. And so trying your best not to, like I said, get too stressed out about it. And like Erin said, as soon as you're feeling that way, reach out to one of us. So that way I can reach out to the instructor on your behalf if you don't feel comfortable doing that, so they're aware and they will take that into consideration. They're, very understanding and flexible. So don't be embarrassed. It's okay. Make sure, reach out.
I think I want to add one more thing too, is like, there's a lot of fear, I think, going into this program of, I think we prepare you for the worst. Or at least that's how I felt. I was prepared for every week to be like, me flat on the ground, just completely burnt out and unable to get anything done. But there will be weeks that are like, wow, I could breathe, I'm done early, right? There will be weeks that are lighter than others, and then there's weeks that are a lot of work, right? So pace yourself. Just know that it's not all going to be this like strenuous, stressful, pulling your hair out. Some modules were a lot easier for me, so I breezed through them a lot faster, right? Some of them took additional thinking, right? Like, I didn't quite know how to approach the question or how I wanted to answer the question. So I used resources to kind of, rephrase the question, or ask me additional questions that will help me come to an answer, right? So I can give those some ideas on those one-on-one if anyone has issues with, like, how do I even answer this question, or what does this question mean? But yeah, I think overall although we want you to be prepared for the worst, it's not all bad. It's not all, pedal to the metal, in my opinion.
I would agree with that. Kara, I think, has spoken on that. Jamie, she said, it's different weeks will be a little bit more strenuous than others. Now she said 2, 3, and 4. She thought those were the weeks that, had the most work. I don't know if you guys could, agree with that or not, but she said the first week might lull you and you think, oh, that's not too bad. But, she said expect weeks 2, 3, and 4 to really be the kind of the bulk of it. And then it should ease up a little bit as you are, kind of used to that much work. So just as she said, don't feel like every single week it's going to be like that. And then if you have questions, again, just reach out. We're here to assist you. I did want to, Trevor, if you want to scroll down, just so you guys, if you need to go back and watch the recording, if you miss, or if you just want to watch it, you will go right there. It's a weird, it doesn't say recordings, but you go right there to the Pentelfo. That's where you'll go to watch the recordings. They'll be there after class for you. So if you need to, for whatever reason, go back and you can do that.
Thank you, Genesis.
You're welcome.
So I think we've kind of pretty much gone over everything. Does anybody, and Colleen, I know I still got to work with you at the end here, but does anybody have any specific questions here that we can help resolve?
I don't think I have any, but thank you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate, especially the folks that have done this. I was a little anxious over all of it, so it's helped settle my nerves a little.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and go ahead.
No, Trevor, I was just going to ask, because I know that you went to the rubric at one point. Could you just show people how to get there? Because I think that's helpful as well to give people kind of expectation.
Yeah, taking me back to my college days, right? You always got to check the syllabus. So syllabus, you would come over here on the left-hand pane and you would click syllabus. Load up. Right, so you can kind of go over here, go towards the bottom. And this is where, actually, I think I can do this. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so grading evaluation is what I was referencing, right? So I think even Jamie mentioned this, right? But if you at least put something into the discussion board, you'll at least try to get some points, right? Obviously 10 points here, you can kind of see the different good, 10 points excellent, 8 good, all the way down to 5 needs improvement. And you can kind of see as far as where you fall on that. But like we said, right, you don't need to go in here and type out multiple paragraphs, right? As long as you clearly answer what the instructor of that week is asking, that will suffice. To everybody's point, right? We say it every time, but I know there will be some go-getters in here, right, that are going to type as much as you want. So go for it, but at the very minimum, right, you just need to answer what the instructor is specifically asking. From there, you can kind of also, this is a different way to view it, right? You can also it breaks down the schedule, right? So module 1, and here, that's obviously where we're at. And then you kind of see here what's going to be going. So you have 2 group discussions, or excuse me, 3 group discussions, and the self-reflection, as well as a live session. So you can, I think they mentioned it, right? But you can kind of view this, but as you can see, module 2, right, it kind of ramps up. Module 3 kind of comes back, and then kind of comes back down. So to everybody's point, I would say week 1 you'll get through, but week 2 is probably going to be your hardest week. So I would just kind of preface that. And don't worry, like everybody is saying, right, these courses are designed for people, busy working professionals. So that's where, it's not like, right, we're fully that we know that. And that's, what they're there for. And I think the other people touched on this too with the live sessions, right? You're going to be in there with different leaders from all different types of industries. And even though you're going through some of the challenges here, right, they're probably going through it. So it's a really good opportunity for you to kind of network and realize, right, you're not in this alone. There's everybody, is there to help you, and we're happy to help. And if we can do anything, let us know.
I'm gonna wait for, I'm gonna talk for a minute, and then if anyone has any last minute questions, we can address them. And then if you are having issues, like Colleen's having, you can stay on afterwards and Trevor can help, screen share and all of that. Just a reminder, this is a certification course, so that's why it is so intensive. You will get a certification after this. So that is part of the reason why it is so intensive. And also just a reminder in terms of attendance and things like that. You have to attend 5 out of the 6 live sessions. So if you miss one, that's fine. Make sure you reach out to Genesis or the instructor. Just let them know that you're not going to be there for that live session, so that if there's anything they need to let you know ahead of time, they can. You can always watch it on recording afterwards. Please do. And then if something comes up, like you've missed your session and you have an absolute emergency, again, please reach out to myself, to Genesis, and we can see if there's anything that we can do. And then as Genesis mentioned, and it's in the, in that getting started, I saw is that last session, session 6, is the industry expert panel, which is definitely a fan favorite. But it also is a required viewing to be on that call. So if you know that you're going to miss that or anything like that, please let us know early so we can again let the instructors know and try to figure out something there. So just wanted to make sure you're aware of that as well.
I want to add something real quick for the live session or the panel session. So one thing I know it'll come up at some point in the actual modules, but about you have to submit a question for the panelists as part of the assignment. So one thing I did for each module is like I did a little bit. It's one extra. I know it's an extra thing to think about, but ask myself, like, if I can ask an industry leader about whatever we just learned, like what type of question would I ask, right? Like someone who has been through it, who's already gone through the hurdles we're going through, who still potentially is going through them, right? Because that's who we hear from. So that was kind of the question that I reflected on. I think there was only maybe 3 questions I had that came up throughout, but it were things that deeply resonated with me, and I wanted to hear an expert, right, or a very strong woman leader's opinion on it. So that was kind of the reflection that I had. And like I said, out of the 6 modules, I had maybe 3 times that a question actually resonated with me that I felt I wanted to ask. But just to have that ready, so at the end you're not asking, like, you're actually asking meaningful questions.
All right, I will stop my yapping now, I promise. Are there any remaining questions that would help you to start? Oh, do the DISC assessment before Thursday. When you go in, make sure you do the DISC assessment before Thursday, because like we're saying, in preparation, please make sure you do the DISC assessment. It will make Thursday make a lot more sense. So just make sure that you do that. Any additional questions? All right, so I think the rest of us can get off this call. I think we can stop recording now as well. Trevor is working on getting these recordings for us. And so I will post them in our teams when we